5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Game on.
Romans 3, 21 to 24. But now God's way of putting people right with himself has been revealed. It's nothing to do with the law. God puts people right through their faith in Jesus Christ. God does this to all who believe in Christ because there is no difference at all. Everyone has sinned and is far away from God's saving presence. But by this free gift of God's grace, all are put right through Jesus Christ, who sets them free.
Now, the half-time questions which I asked you earlier were, what have you ever worked hard for in your life? Be it a sport or in life in general, what have you ever worked hard for to achieve something? And the second question was, what inspired you to achieve that? Now, of course, being a sports player can require real dedication and hard work at times. Staying fit, training sessions, early nights, early starts, restrained diet. If you've played sport at amateur level, you've experienced these things at different times. If you ever played pro or near that level, you know anyone that has, you will know how you have to live and breathe what you do in order to achieve that excellence that is required. So, example from the very top, Mo Farah, of course, British Olympic champion. His usual training session was recently revealed by his coach. So it starts with a mile run in 3 minutes 55 seconds. And then a 2-lap jog as a recovery, followed by a 1,200 metre run in 2 minutes 57, then a 2-lap recovery, 1,000 metres in 2:27, 2-lap recovery, 800 metres in 1:57, 2-lap recovery, 600 metres in 80 seconds, 2-lap recovery, followed straight away with a 400 metres in 50 seconds with a 2-lap recovery, and just to finish it off, in case he wasn't completely exhausted already, 200 metres in 25 seconds. So, I mean, this is the kind of dedication, I'd say near torture, that top sports people put themselves through in order to achieve the excellent level that they require in order to compete. So that's an example for the top, but even as a fan, long round trips and spiralling costs of following your team nowadays requires enormous dedication. Carlisle United fans, for example, meet at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday for the evening kick-off away at Plymouth Argyle. The 800 mile round trip and the 4-1 defeat gets them home at 5 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. So that's the kind of commitment that it takes in this country for some fans to follow their team. Yet even this is dwarfed by the biggest away trip in world football. That's a 13,000 mile round trip across 7 time zones for fans of Russian side Luk Energia Vladivostok to see their team play FC Baltika. So it's a quarter of the way round the world for 90 minutes of football. But some fans have been known to make that trip. It's incredible. But none of us will question their commitment to their cause and their hardcore support of their club. That's certainly been achieved by the hard work that they've put in. You know, in life, we often go by the mantra that you get out what you put in. If we want to be a top player, a pro athlete, or even a committed fan, we need to put in the effort. The dream of achieving this status keeps us going. Now, it's fine to make sacrifices and work hard to achieve our goals. Of course it is. It's all part of living life to the very full. However, the danger that we as humans so often fall into is that we attempt to prove our worth by what we do. There's a key difference there. If we work hard and earn the respect of our coach, our parents, our boss, our spouse, our friends, then we will have achieved that sought after commodity, acceptance. If we win that tournament, if we get that promotion, if we own that car, if we appear successful, then we will have made the grade in the eyes of the world and the eyes of ourselves. The world around us can become a giant hamster wheel for most of our inhabitants. Every human will make something their goal or their God. Now you might say that you have no God, but listen to this quote. This is an atheist novelist, David Foster Wallace, and he said this: "There's actually no such thing as atheism. There's no such thing as not worshipping. Everybody worships. The only choice we get is what to worship. If you worship money and things, if they are where you tap real meaning in life, then you will never feel you have enough. Worship your body and beauty and you will always feel ugly. At one level, we all know this stuff already." So this was not someone who professed a belief in God, but rather someone commenting on the human condition. So it's in our nature to give our dedicated commitment to something in our life, to seek its approval or their approval, to give us worth. Now the problem is that these things in which we put our faith are not firm ground on which to build our identity. Ultimately, our bodies will age, our sporting abilities will fade, our favourite team will be relegated, our friends will let us down at some point, our job will not fulfil us forever. Now, even our families, which so many people attach such worth to, which is fantastic, but even our families will not always be there. And when they are, they won't always offer what we wish they did sometimes. No matter how much time and effort we give to something or someone, we can't rely on it to sustain us and give us meaning and worth forever. Now, religion, it offers a step in the right direction, doesn't it? It puts our hope in an infinite being that will sustain us eternally instead of material things which we know won't. But the dynamic of all major world religions creates a further problem. You see, all other religions, other than Christianity, are based on the idea of working in order to reach God. If you look at religion, you notice that the faithful believer follows the laws of their God to achieve acceptance in their eyes. So they pray, they study, they go on pilgrimage, they fast from things they might like to do otherwise, they do good works for people in order to sustain their relationship with that God and to gain acceptance and entry into heaven or Nevada or reach enlightenment or whatever they choose to call it. At last week's Game On, Ben talked about how faith in Jesus is different to religion. Here we find this again. While religious people work piously hard to reach God, in Christianity, God reaches down to us. Religion is man seeking God. Christianity is God seeking man. Now, wait a second, you might say. That's all very well, but Christians are always known for doing good things, or at least trying to, aren't they? But the verse we looked at earlier offers a key difference. The key difference is that Christians do not gain acceptance by God through keeping the law, but instead are offered acceptance, freedom, and life to the full by knowing God personally through the gift of Jesus Christ, God's Son. Christians know they mess up often in their lives, but God accepts and loves them as they are. All we have to do to access this amazing gift is to accept it. Unlike other man-made religions, nothing you can do can make God love you less, and nothing you can do can make God love you any more. The affections of a perfect God for an imperfect human race is not earned by what we do, not due to us for being good and keeping rules throughout our life, not a result of working hard. Instead, it is an outrageous, undeserved gift, independent of what we do with our lives. From this place of assured acceptance, not linked to how we perform, those with faith in Jesus are inspired to live the right way, inspired to live the best lives we can as God's children. I'd like to explore what that word inspired means. Inspired literally means God breathed. So the good we try to do is not to satisfy a distant, hard to please God, but inspired by the loving, intimate God who loved us so much he died for us and gives us the challenge of showing that love to the world. Christians are therefore free from the constant battle to make the grade which runs through everything we do in life, in sport, in work, everything. They are told they are loved and accepted first. This is what Christians mean when they talk about grace, their acceptance in God's eyes, a God who will never fail them, never tire, and always offers a fulfilling life to the full. That acceptance is bought for them by Jesus' death and resurrection. This is assured for all time, and it's a free gift. Therefore, there are two ways to live when it comes to achievement and acceptance. The world, either with its material gods or its man-made religions, sees acceptance as the result of achievement, as hard work. Acceptance that will always prove elusive. Meanwhile, those who accept God's gift of acceptance, won by God through his Son Jesus on the cross, can experience life the other way round, inspired by God's unconditional love in the first place. They can then go on to achieve so much in their lives or in their sports situation or wherever it is in their life. They can achieve so much in the power of knowing that they have already achieved and received the most important approval of all. So training to excel, to do good in this world is great, isn't it? I'm not standing here saying that it's not a good thing. It's fantastic to work hard, to put other things second to achieving a goal. But just as athletes can train in vain without the right inspiration and get nowhere ultimately, we only truly understand the point of all human effort when we know the God who made us and sent his Son to save us. This inspiration changes everything.